Well, hi, this is Chase Swift, and if I have already spoken to you about the easiest way to help the nonprofit Colorado Youth Outdoors at Swift Ponds, then you can click the button right below and skip a lot of the information which I'm going to share for new people that don't know anything about Colorado Youth Outdoors and may not know anything about Swift Ponds. So again, if you know about that, go ahead and click the button below and you'll be taken to start the process on literally the easiest way to support the nonprofit CYO, Colorado Youth Outdoors, and it also helps the property and passion of my father, Louis Swift, and what became known as Swift Ponds since the early 70s until he passed away in 2003. Now, what I'm going to go through right now is a little bit of history about what Swift Ponds is so that a new person that's been introduced to this, maybe by a friend who is equally passionate about Colorado Youth Outdoors, equally passionate about Swift Ponds, is going to share this video with somebody new and they don't know anything about either entity. So in this video, I'm going to go through that now. So I'm going to switch over and I'm on Facebook here. And you can see I have a folder of images called CYO at the Swift Ponds Education Center. Now, what I'm going to do is just go through these slides, these images, and talk about it, because this is where I grew up. In 1970, my father purchased a farm across the interstate in 1969. I think in 1970, the year later, he bought this 240-acre property, which is now known as Swift Ponds. At the time, you can see lots of trees right there right now. At the time, it had less than 10 trees, and they're just thousands now. At the time, there was only one pond. The one pond was right in the center. It's called Narrows Pond. Narrows Pond was dug out for the gravel, and it was used at some point for, and I'm not sure where, but it was used at some point for the gravel on the concrete for Interstate 25. I'm not sure when and where, but that's the history of that pond. Now, my father was into agriculture, so we started growing corn, and it was horrible, just horrible. We also raised cattle in this area, and that has obviously since gone away. But when farming, it was just so rocky. And as you see, we're not far from the Poudre River. The Poudre River is actually more in this area right here. And so this is groundwater, and this is the old riverbed. This is a very rocky, gravelly riverbed, and there's a gravel pit pond here, a gravel pit operation here. There's one that was dug up right here, and currently there is one being dug up right here. So this area is very gravel rich. Okay, so later in the mid-70s, my father met with Don Keene, and I realize this is going into a lot of history, but it's interesting that Don Keene was a gravel pit operator, and he lived right across the street, basically, from the ponds. He lives right in this area. It doesn't show it very well, but anyway, they came up with a partnership and a plan to dig the gravel out. Now, Don Keene suggested, why not mine all the gravel? Let's get it all in through this area. My dad said no, he had a better plan. He would like individual ponds. Now, at first, it didn't make sense. Don Keene and his workers couldn't understand why we were leaving so much gravel when we could have just mined it all and gotten the most money, the most bang for the buck. Well, my dad had an idea. He grew up hunting and fishing, and as a boy, he grew up fishing. And his little pond near him in California actually dried up in years past. And that's an important factor because we have historic, I think the #2 water rights in the state of Colorado. All of these ponds, because of the groundwater and because of the gravel pit operation north of us, they typically dig a hole and then line it with cement or some other barrier so they don't have to pay for the water. My dad has to pay for the water. He bought water rights upwards of $200,000. I want you to remember some of these figures because it's going to come into play down the road. Okay, he bought water rights in the amount of they're worth $300,000 now. So maybe back in the 70s they were worth maybe $100,000. But that was my dad's money. Why? Why did he have to do that? Well, this is part of the Poudre River water area. It's part of the Poudre River. This water, it's just in the groundwater area, and if it evaporates, that means that my dad is actually taking water away from the Poudre River system. And that's illegal in the state of Colorado because we're such a dry state. Every drop is accounted for. So my dad purchased water rights to make sure that the ponds, that we were replacing the water that evaporated. As you can see with 12 different ponds throughout the summer and warmer months, there will be evaporation. And my dad actually paid money, water rights, to replace that water. Now, we also do some farming, so the water rights are also used for the farming, but he bought way more water rights than he needed for the farming. He actually bought it for the water rights because of the evaporation of the water, okay? So that gives you a little bit of history. I grew up fishing here. I want to go back to my dad's story when he was a little boy. He grew up in California, and the dairy farms around where he grew up, not here in Colorado, but in California, they started drilling water, drilling for water and water wells. And pretty soon it dropped the water table and his pond dried up. And this is the pond where he loved to fish. So fast forward 30, 40 years, he made certain that not only did he buy water rights to replenish the water as a faithful steward of the community, but he also negotiated, and we have historic water rights and water levels that if the other gravel pit operations somehow diminish the water table or whatever, and our ponds go down, they have to put water back into the system, into our ponds, and it would have to be done through groundwater. This is significant. It's an amazing story from when my dad was fishing as a boy and the pond dried up to these ponds having historic water levels and guaranteed. And it's, I think, the number 2 water right in Colorado related to water levels in ponds. So, pretty interesting fact. Now, I'm going to move forward. But remember, I grew up hunting and fishing here. Our family farm is right in this area over here. And since then, there have been lots of subdivisions and people coming in. So, anyway, let me continue on and tell the story about CYO. This is Bob Hewson. He's the executive director of Colorado Youth Outdoors. He is a fantastic person. He has done so much for the organization, and he is just a valued partner, and he's brilliant. He's just awesome, and I love him to death, and he's so passionate about CYO, and you'll learn more about that in a second. Now, Bob was able to work. His brother-in-law is Tom Ruin. Tom Ruin, as some of you may know, is a former punter for the Denver Broncos. So Bob and Tom Ruin, his brother-in-law, partnered up, and there were Broncos that were involved, and what you're seeing right now is Carl Mecklenburg, who was very involved, and still is actually, with Colorado Youth Outdoors. A very passionate speaker for that, the outdoors and connecting youth and their parents, the mission of Colorado Youth Outdoors, and you'll learn about that. So that is one thing that is important. You have to have key connections, and that's one thing that CYO has already had. Now, the first thing that they needed to do is make some improvements. My dad did a great job, of course, in a lot of areas, but CYO had a big vision, and this was the beginning of the first improvement, the entrance gate at Swift Ponds, and it says Colorado Youth Outdoors up at the top. It is so awesome. It's such an improvement. It just is a nice touch just all the way around, and there's a special lock system. There are actually, 11 to 15,000 kids that use these, and certain groups have their own padlock so they can gain access to the ponds. So this is a very unique system. It's not just for Colorado Youth Outdoors, it's for numerous nonprofits throughout the northern Colorado region. And this was the agreement, is that Colorado Youth Outdoors would honor my father's request that they would allow other nonprofits to use the ponds, of course, on a reservation basis. Okay. Now, the next project was this beautiful pavilion. We had a conservation easement, which meant we could not build a building, but there was a huge need for shade and for just a nice place for picnics and presentations. And this is such a elegant and beautiful structure. It has a gas fireplace and a whiteboard, and it has lights and power, and it's just stunning, and it's great for all sorts of events. And not only that, but around the parking area was landscaped, and trees were brought in, and you'll see restrooms over here on the right hand side. Beautifully, a nice memorial to my father on this big stone. They etched in a very awesome quote and statement about my dad, which is just awesome. So this was the number 2 project, was putting in the Erion Pavilion. It's named the Erion Pavilion because of the Erion Foundation in Loveland, Colorado. They were a major contributor. And that's one thing, is CYO has great connections with the right people. And this is just another beautiful view of that building. The other improvements were on the docks. This is the pond, Walleye Pond. So this is the Walleye dock. And it's made so that handicapped or those that are physically challenged can get out and fish on a dock. So there's railings, and it's a nice boardwalk. It goes out, and they can fish in the middle of the dock area. A lot of times the fish congregate in the shade of the dock, so it's a very good fishing spot for those that can't get near the bank, those in wheelchairs, those that just have physical challenges. And so it was one of my dad's passions to help others, people that didn't normally have a chance to fish, but he wanted them to make sure that they had a chance to fish. So CYO was gracious in finishing up 2 of the docks that had never been completed. So it was another great step. And there's an area where it drops down, so if someone's in a wheelchair, they can put their pole over the side, but drop down this little section of the gate. And there, of course, is very classy. There's little cutouts, and obviously largemouth bass is one of the main species of fish. So it's just an attention to detail that is exquisite. It's really nice. And of course, they fit really well in with the ponds, and they look great. Other improvements is this is a picnic area. As you can see, picnic tables. What a great thing. And you'll notice all the trees. Remember, I said at the beginning there were less than 10 trees on the property when my dad bought it in 1970. And so I planted and helped plant a lot of these, and there are a lot of great people that help, but there are just trees everywhere. And this is a solar-powered restroom. It's just awesome. So there are a lot of things that could have been done, but it was made, the decision was made to keep it natural and just environmentally smart. Okay, so solar power is just awesome. Now, the last improvement I want to talk about is a major improvement. Richardson Hall, donated by the Richardson family, which is the family of OtterBox. And OtterBox is a company that makes iPhone cases and iPad cases and all those types of things for mobile phones and tablets and all that. They are located in Fort Collins, and they are one of the main contributors for this education center. So Hansel Phelps was the builder. Kenny Lee out of Loveland, Roger Kenny, is very involved with CYO. And also the Bank of Colorado was very involved. So again, Colorado Youth Outdoors was able to partner with the right people to get the right things done. But Here is Richardson Hall. It's an education center. On the left side are the offices for Colorado Youth Outdoors, where Bob and his staff will have their offices. On the right-hand side are classrooms that hold 50 seats, so upwards of 150 if all three classrooms are connected, and there's just a panel that can be closed or opened in between each classroom. And in between is a wonderful pathway into the shooting center behind behind the education center. And here it is in the evening. Here's this garage door opener. It's glass. And so this was right when they were opening it up, and so obviously it wasn't exactly perfectly cleaned yet. But I was just overwhelmed with how awesome it was. So you can actually, you're looking at the shooting center, which is a 5 trap house clay pigeon course or stations. And this is where the kids learn the shotgunning and shooting clay pigeons. But here in the middle of the education center is a place where people can meet and greet, and hors d'oeuvres can be served, and meanwhile the offices to the left and the classrooms to the right, if they're not needed, can be locked up. But this is meant for other nonprofits as well. So money was invested and this beautiful building was put in place so that others can benefit from this. And so here are some of the offices, and obviously this is right when they were just setting up, so it doesn't look perfect yet, but it was beautiful. I just couldn't believe it. And yes, there's even a shower inside the building, which is just awesome. So what is the point of all of this? Hopefully you're getting the point that Colorado Youth Outdoors exists. This is their mission statement. Colorado Youth Outdoors exists to help strengthen relationships between youth and their parents through traditional outdoor recreation. So the high school years, when many families and teenagers have those challenging times when you don't quite see eye to eye, and there's not a whole lot of connection at times with your parents or with your kids. This is a very direct attempt to get kids and their parents doing things together. It's not a program where you drop your high school student off. It's a program where you, the parent, participate. And it goes so far even as they are driving to the ponds or to an event, the CYO asks parents and kids to turn off the radio. Don't listen to the radio while you're driving to the Swift Ponds, because they want you to start talking about, okay, what are we going to do? Or wasn't that fun? Or couldn't believe you shot that clay pigeon. And oh my gosh, it's so important. And it brings me emotionally to a point where I'm like, man, they have so thought out all of this that they want to make the connections with parents and their kids. And yes, a firearm is a serious weapon, but it can also be a tool that is used safely and correctly. And what a great way to learn the right way to shoot a shotgun and able to hit a clay flying through the air. It's just awesome. And there's nothing like a parent and a kid. In fact, a kid, a high school student, male or female, shooting a clay. And I've witnessed this time and time again, where they hold this gun, they aim, they shoot, the clay comes out, they shoot, and it bursts into smoke. It's the coolest thing. And what a great, for the parent to see that and see their kid do that. And it gives the child, the high school student, such a feeling of accomplishment and of respect and of being able to handle a gun and do it correctly and do it well. It's just an amazing thing to see. I love it. So this is the reason for Colorado Youth Outdoors and Swift Ponds. And it's not all about shooting, and we'll get into the fishing aspect and the archery as well. But what a great way to participate and build that relationship between your parent and or your high school student. It's just phenomenal. And what happens is the parent begins connecting and offering tips, and it's taken in a very constructive method. It's not a, oh, you should be doing this way. No, they realize how important and how crucial it is to learn how to do this the right way. And if you're not able to, be that mentor, then Colorado Youth Outdoors will provide mentors to help. And here is Bob helping a female student just line up and get ready to shoot a clay. And it's such an amazing thing. It's one of the most popular activities of CYO is the shooting program. It's phenomenal. And it's done very safe. And again, this is the result. I mean, I didn't have to ask them to smile. They are already very happy. Okay? Now, think of the guns, think of ammunition, think of all the things you've seen. It takes money, it takes donations, it takes effort. Okay? We're going to get to that in just a second. But look at that. Those smiles are as real as they can be. And it's just so encouraging to see this and see these kids participate and their parents participate. Now we also have Colorado Youth Outdoors also has a wonderful archery program and a wonderful way, again, for parents and their kids to do something they've never done. They have the equipment, to have the instruction, to learn how to do it the right and proper way, and have fun. And it was a little bit chilly on this day, but they were having fun. And again, with safety in mind, look at that berm. It's about 30 feet high and was a significant investment in time and effort to make it a safe place. It also keeps, people from the interstate and other places not really knowing what's going on the property, which is, again, equally good just to keep things, prying eyes out of the way, right? And again, the fishing aspect, catching a fish. And the 12 ponds, 11 of them are catch and release. In other words, you catch it, you put it right back in. That's why it's such a good place to catch a fish. And there is one pond where there are trout that are allowed to be taken out. But those are generally for kids that other nonprofits and other fishing activities. Most of the CYO participants learn about the value of catch and release, okay? And these are some of the happiest kids when they go fishing and actually they go catching. And that's the term I use because that's what I learned. I never learned how to fish. I learned how to catch because the ponds are so well managed, they're not overfished. And it's a wonderful experience. And of course, learning to fly fish and the friends you make and just the friendships that are developed. Learning about the outdoors and enjoying the outdoors. It's just a phenomenal thing. So that is what CYO, Colorado Youth Outdoors, is all about. And again, it started with my dad's vision and this 240-acre property, which was donated to CYO at his death. And so now what I want to do is transition into, remember, I just spoke about all these improvements which cost literally millions of dollars. And, the shotguns, the clay pigeons, the ammunition, the fly rods, the fishing rods, the spinning tackle, it just goes on and on. And so CYO is wonderful. They are very capable of raising those funds. But what I want to tell you about is a new and probably the easiest way to support CYO. So I've typed swiftponds.com into my browser, and you can learn a lot about this. This is a website that I've developed, and by the way, there's great information on the blog and all that, and you'll learn a lot about it. And there are two areas I want to draw your attention to. One is supporting CYO, and the other is videos, because what I'm going to show you is the easiest way to support CYO. And just below this is the video that Carl Mecklenburg does. I encourage you to watch that as well. Okay, so I'm going to click on supporting CYO. And what CYO has done is partnered with a company called Doobly in allowing you, anyone, to get cash back when you shop. And it supports CYO. So it's a win-win-win situation. Because why? You can sign up for free. Okay, and it's awesome. It's free. It's completely free, and in fact, you'll even get a $10 bonus applied to your account when you join for free. Now, you want to make sure that you see the CYO logo before signing up, because you just want to make sure that everything on your computer is set up, okay? Now, there's a lot of information about here, which I'm not going to go through, but it goes through exactly what the cashback is, and there are some other memberships that are available, okay? So what you want to do is find out the information, and what you do is click on this button, and I've been saying this over and over. It's the easiest way to support CYO. Your online shopping, when you get cash back, a portion of that will go to CYO, and this is exciting, and I'll show you more in just a second. So you click on this, and what will happen is you will see this video, which I'm doing right now, and you will see this video, and then right down below is the click here to learn more. What you will do is get on our email list so that we can send you information that is only related to the cashback shopping and how to do it and all that. So if you have questions, and all you do is click right here, and it'll open up in a new window, and here is where you put your name and your email, and put in your best email so that we can deliver the information about the cashback shopping with CYO. Again, this is just an email report, so you know exactly what steps to take, and if you have any questions, you can email the email that you get. You can email back, and I will respond to any questions you have. Okay, so that's the first step. Now, what that will take you to is the link. We will send you a link in the email where you can begin your online shopping. Okay, so let me go back to that. And I don't suggest clicking this link, but this is how to bypass the how-to emails. Again, I don't want to recommend this, but it is a way. If you don't want to get the emails, if you just want to sign up, you can click this link here. So click that link, and you'll get this video. Okay, it'll take you to another page, and this is again a brief video. It's only about 3 minutes, and then you can see that below here are some of the membership options, and like I said, there is a free membership, okay, completely free. All you need is a username and a password, and you can get a free membership, and you can get between 1% to 7% cash back on literally thousands of the best stores you've ever seen, okay, some of your favorites for sure, okay. There's also a premium membership that is available. You can get a higher cash back. It's completely up to you. Now, all of this, we want Colorado Youth Outdoors, and I want this to be a win-win. If you don't want to get a premium or a VIP membership, stay with the free membership. But if you're a person like myself, when you saw the value of the VIP membership, which is $99, I saw it as a huge benefit because I do a lot of shopping online, and I've made over $99 back, so I've actually made more money. I've earned more cash back because I earn a higher percent. You earn upwards of 14% and sometimes higher on your online shopping. And the really cool thing is you're not paying a premium. Okay, you're not paying a premium. You're not buying something that's you could get somewhere else at a lower price. Okay, so let me click here and show you. It's taking me to the CYO Cashback Shopping Program, and you can see the logo in the top left. Okay, now here's a cool thing. You sign up for free. You can do that by registering for free right here. Okay, now before I go into a lot more detail, I want to go back to the Swift Ponds website and let you know that there are several videos so you can see exactly how to do, or if you have questions, I'm going to have a series of videos, and more are going to be added all the time, but it's going to be a question and answer area done in video so that you can see exactly what this is. But it is a true win-win. So let me just go. First of all, if you travel, okay, you can come here. Remember, you can join for free. Okay. And you're going to see, look at that, Expedia, Hotwire, Priceline.com, Virgin Atlantic. These are top name brand sites you can shop online and get cash back. Now I'm going to go to, and you can do a search and you'll get used to this, and you'll find more sites over time, especially being on our email list. But hotels.com. Okay, let me just say that this is a fabulous offer, because look, even if you join for free, you get 5.8% cash back on a trip, on a hotel booking you are going to book anyway, and you get the best price. This is why I call this the easiest way to get to support CYO, is because you're probably going to book a hotel, and they do such a good job because there's nothing restricted. You get the best of the best, okay? Now, a lot of times you want to look at any of the terms, because they may have special terms. So in this instance, there's no cash back on packages or flights, okay? So just read those. There might be on each one. Each store is independent and they have different options. But you just go to the store and you're going to go to hotels.com. Now, I haven't signed in, so I need to do that real quick, because I'm a VIP member. So I'm entitled to the 11.8, almost 12% cash back when I make a reservation. Now, I've done one. We're actually going to Bingham. We're going to Pennsylvania, so the closest hotel is in New York. And I've done a search, and I even looked at some of the stays. And the great thing is you can sort it by price. And look at this. You get comparisons between Expedia, which is a Doobly CYO partner, and Travelocity, and then other sites, so you know you're getting the best deal. And now I'm going to get potentially another 11.8%. You can see that right at the top. I'm going to get 11.8 cash back, and a portion of the proceeds will go to CYO, actually 30%. It's a complicated thing. I'm not going to explain it, but trust me that CYO will make a 30% commission from hotels.com for you or me, who's ever an active member of Doobly. And all you have to do is click Activate Cashback, and it'll recognize you as a Doobly member and whatever membership you have, and you'll get cash back. And I'll show you that. Actually, I can show you that I've already gotten cashback examples here, and I've earned over $100 back in 6 months. And remember, I paid $99, so upwards. Well, we'll see in that just a moment. So anyway, going back to hotels.com, you can pick which hotel you want to stay. You can pick the price. You know, if you don't want to spend the highest, you can sort around. Look at this. I mean, you could stay at the Parkway Inn, and looking at all the comparison websites, booking.com, Travelocity, Get a Room, Expedia, and hotels.com, they're all $65 a night. And now I can choose this and book it, and now I get 11.8% cash back, and I get to support Swift Ponds? Are you kidding me? And whether you want to be a free member, okay, and get 5.8%, which is awesome, or whether you're like me and you see the potential and you're like, my gosh, I already shop online. I love shopping online. It saves me time. It saves me money. Of course, I want the higher 11.8% VIP membership. So let me just show you real quick, even though I've shown, okay, I'm logging in here. I showed that I've earned over $100 back so far. So I'm just going to go real quick and log into my account, and here's 55 that I've already earned cash back, and you'll see how you get a cash back to your bank account, to a MasterCard credit card, which is a debit card, which they just transfer the money, or to PayPal. Look on the videos for more information about that, okay? And then I have another $47.40 that's due to come back. And you can see I've been shopping from Overstock, and VineMarket.com does great health foods, groceries delivered to your house. Free shipping, the whole deal. It's awesome. And you can see Apple. I'm a huge Apple fan. Overstock, Land's End. These are stores that I already love and appreciate. And each time I shop, I get a pick and get cash back. And, you know, ink cartridges and batteries and Walmart and Petco and Home Depot and Apple. All of these I'm getting cash back. So it is such a win-win to be a part of CYO and Doobly and the Cashback program. So what I suggest is go right back to swiftponds.com. Just type swiftponds.com. Go to support CYO, and you can come back and come through and click on the buttons. Go through the steps that I showed you. Register for free. Okay, and then decide whether you want a different membership to get more cash back. And you know, it's up to you. For me, it was such a no-brainer. And by the way, the $99 membership, okay, CYO makes a third of that. So here's the $99. So that's $29.70. And now realize a $99 membership is very much like a Costco. Actually, they charge more. It's like $105, or a Sam's Club. But those are only to one store. With your Doobly membership with CYO, and there are just so many stores and shopping malls and travel areas, Nordstrom's, Home Depot, Apple Store, Kohl's, on, and you can see all these categories with all these thousands and thousands of stores where you're going to get the best deal you can find and get cash back, and CYO will benefit. That's why it's called the best way, the easiest way to support CYO. So I realize this is a long video. I appreciate you hanging in there watching this. You may have already clicked the button below and started the process, but the next thing I want you to do is think about sharing this with somebody else. Obviously, you're going to get a good deal whether you're at the free level, the middle premium level, or the VIP level. You're going to get significant cash back, and even if you're like me, paying the $99 membership, I earned over $100 cash back in just 6 months. And I'm going to book a hotel in New York, and I'm going to be shopping at Apple, and I'm going to do all this stuff. And it's just a wonderful membership that I will keep renewing every year because it's such a value. I don't have to change what I do. And that's the thing about supporting a nonprofit. Generally, you have to change your behavior. You have to open up your wallet. You have to donate and give. Whereas here, it's a win-win. You get to shop online and get things that you're going to buy anyways. You get the best deal and you get cash back. And you get to determine the membership that you want. And you can share this with others so that they may not know CYO. But through this video, they're going to understand more. And they're like, heck, I just like the cash back. But I don't mind if a third or 30% of my shopping goes to CYO. I'm okay with that. See how that works? And so let me just give you a number real quick. Let's say we have 100 VIP members. We're going to have, let's say, 500 free members. That's awesome. But let's say CYO has 100 VIP members. Well, $29.70 times 100, that's almost $3,000 a year in revenue that CYO doesn't have to lift a finger for, and you all will benefit. The VIP memberships will benefit those of you that have it. You'll earn more cash back, and I know people, and you'll see in the emails and the videos, that earn cash back upwards of $800 in a year, $900, and they spent $99 for that. So for them, they spend $99 and they get back $700, $800, $900 cash back. They'll do that every year. So it's an ongoing way to support CYO. And now we don't have to, CYO is very good at raising money. There's no doubt about it. But my goal is to have 1,000 VIP members. So look at the VIP membership. Look at the best membership. We want you to pick the best membership for your activities. If you don't shop online, get a free membership. You may not use it, but you may. And you'll get cash back. 5.2% from hotels.com signing up for free. Wow, that's really exciting. That's awesome. So look at that. But then some of you will become a VIP. 1,000 VIP members will generate $29,000 to CYO every year, plus all the other additional revenue from the cashback that CYO will get. It's complicated. I'm not going to explain it, but just know that your activities will support CYO very well. Okay? So there's a lot to share here. I wanted you to know from me, Chase Swift. This is important. This continues my dad's legacy. It continues the legacy of Swift Ponds and numerous other nonprofits that use CYO and Swift Ponds, the ponds. And this is a way they can give back without digging into their wallet, without having to buy something that's more expensive than they would have normally bought. Okay? You don't have to do that anymore. It's 2015. Here is the solution. It's wonderful. You get to pick the membership and get the best value for what you do. Okay? So subscribe to the email system. When you have a question, just hit reply. It'll come right back to me. I'll answer that. It'll encourage me to do videos so we can see all that. Go to swiftponds.com. Click on Support CYO. When you have a question or you want to look into it, just go to videos and you'll see all sorts of great videos that I'm going to do so you fully understand how this is such a win-win-win. Okay? It's a win-win for CYO, obviously. It's a win for you, most importantly. And it's a win for Doobly, the company, because they're making a little bit of money too. Okay? So, I appreciate watching this. I really appreciate you sharing this after you sign up. And if you want to email me and let me know that you signed up and what level you did, I'd love to hear that. I appreciate that. And get the word out, because this is going to benefit you, and it's going to benefit the people you share this with. And they have 3 memberships to pick, and it's just going to be a great benefit. So when you go to videos, by the way, I don't want to explain it now, but a VIP member can refer others and get a $20 commission. And CYO still gets 30%. So watch that video. If you're looking at becoming a VIP, you can refer someone, and CYO will benefit. You'll get $20, and CYO will get 30% of all of their bonus, plus CYO gets 30% of the $99 membership that they pay for. So your activities of sharing this is really appreciated. And I can see a small group of 10 or 100 people in CYO share this with thousands over time. And it's just a win-win. I'm very excited about it. So I appreciate you hanging in there. I know it's been a long video. Bookmark this site. Share it on Facebook. Let me show you something. When you go to Support CYO, and you've already seen this, but you click on this button, there are share links, okay? Right to Facebook, okay? Right to Facebook, right to Twitter, right to Google+, to Tumblr, to Pinterest, on and on, all of these social networks. Share this story, share this opportunity, share this win-win with other people that you know, and we would really appreciate that. So this is Chase Swift, from the bottom of my heart, from my dad, and from CYO. We are very thankful that you've taken the time to consider this. We hope that you join as a free member and then consider a VIP member only if it makes sense. We want this to be a win-win. So only if you're like me and you love shopping online, saving time, and you're good at it, and you anticipate shopping a fair amount, that's great. By the way, the last thing I'll say is when you come to the main site, I don't know if it'll show, Yeah, it will. You can come right down here and do an estimate of what you would shop for. I'm going to drop utilities way down, but let's say you're going to buy some things online, clothes and computers, and that could be $2,000 over time pretty easily. Let's say you're going to book a travel and stuff like that. Right now, as a free member, you join for free, you'll get $200 cash back based on this estimate. But spend $99 and get $471 back? Of course that makes sense. Or be a premium member at $495 a month and get $381 estimate back on what you are estimating you would buy. Okay, and you can see all the memberships right here. Ask me a question if you have any questions. And I think I've exhausted what I need to share, and it's getting a little long. So thank you for watching this. I appreciate you very much. Sign up below and email me if you have any questions and suggest any videos that would be helpful. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for supporting CYO and Swift Ponds. It means a lot. It means a great deal. Thank you very much. This is Chase Swift.